coming with like 10 people and filming me while I'm eating, man. It's like so crazy.
So, and you went back in and logged out of your Facebook on your in the other room, didn't you? Snoopy's not getting you this time. So
I think they have something different to do right now than doing my Facebook.
Yeah, I need to take this one a bit more serious. Apparently, Snoopy was actually playing that last game on wireless for the majority of the time, so he had about 700 MS, as he claimed, in the team fights.
Snoopy?
That's what he said. So maybe this will go differently. He said he was, like, of those 3 active items you pointed out, he had Ranidins, Shirelias, and Quicksilver. He was lucky if he managed to get one of them off in a team fight. So
It's interesting to see the Anivia ban right now. Like, it's like they are feeling maybe that Anivia was the key, that they couldn't push anything.
she certainly made a difference in the late game, of course. Once she finally got that AP going, she was a pain. But yeah, we'll wait and see. What they might have something else planned or up their sleeve. Want to run something special in mid, which they know Froggen's Anivia is particularly strong against. I mean, CLG themselves have banned Maokai, so they've obviously got something else they want Snoopy to play, but don't want to give that Maokai away to absolute legends. And they are getting rid of Maluna's Nocturne. He was a real pain in the arse in that last game. Caused so much disruption right at the back of the team fight every time, just ultimating straight to the back onto Yellow Pete. And Pete could do nothing other than try and take him down.
Yeah, it was a really hard counter against CLG last game.
And a Shen ban. So a little bit of change up for CLG. AL have left open Irelia this time around, but other than that, those are similar bans to what we saw last game. I don't think we'll see Vega from Extinct, because the only time we ever see him play that is against Ari, and they've banned Ari.
Yeah, actually it's not pretty clever to pick Vega as first.
No, very, very easily countered. Picking Irelia, however, is a little bit smarter, because it means you can't, or Wicked can't take it. So, there we go. Anguish, then Irelia, top lane. What is Wicked going to do to counter his favourite champion? I suspect of Wukong.
I more expect like an Alistair from Snoopy right now. I'm not sure what Wicked will pick, because I don't have any clue about what beats what at top lane, so I'm a bit clueless there.
See, I think I remember people saying that actually Wukong doesn't beat Irelia, like he shouldn't do. But somewhere in the back of my head, I want to see Wicked pick it. Something tells me he's going to, because he seems to be like, they're his 2 favourite champions. He knows exactly how each of them work, and as a result, he can exploit it using one on the other.
Renekton.
But yeah, I called it, so he's not going to pick it.
But with this combo, like if they run the Trundle again and the Renekton, they have really strong ganks on top lane with the stun from Renekton and the slowdown from Trundle.
Yeah, very, very strong indeed. So it's nice to see Trundle coming back again. CLG wanting to run that. As I said, it used to be that you'd only ever pick Trundle as a counter to something like Rammus or something equally as tanky, but Snoopy first picking that, very, very different indeed. AL, they're going to have to answer it. Of course, they need a strong jungler, someone with a lot of mobility that can hopefully counter gank the Trundle if possible, but we'll wait and see. Zinnik sitting on Rise.
Yeah, it's a really nice. Okay, maybe not, or maybe yes. Like, right, you can't do anything wrong picking Rise, because Rise is now one of the strongest mages you can play in the mid lane. He's strong in the mid game, he's strong in the late game, he's strong in the early game. Like, it's a nice pick at all.
Zinnik's still sitting on that Soraka again. So many people right now don't like her. They seem to genuinely agree that she's one of the weaker supports. So to see her actually being picked up more or less without hesitation from Zinnik in all these games puts a lot of faith in her from him. I suspect we'll see Taric out of Creepo again, though, because obviously Janna's banned, and that's what he's done every game so far. But because I've just said that, he's going to pick something else.
I don't think so. I think he plays Taric, like you said before. I don't see anything else running as support now for Creepo.
What do you think Froggen's going to run? Obviously, it's very unlikely he's going to pick Morgana into a Rise.
Or they will go again for like tanky setup. Like, I'm not sure if it will work out this time or not. Yeah, Taric again.
You're going to stick with it. So yeah, so we have got Taric, so I can get some kind of pride back from that one. But Cogmore this time on Yellow Pete.
So it looks like AL will maybe go for the Ashe again with the Soraka on the bot lane. Would be pretty nice to have an initiate on their team.
Yeah, very, very possible. They still need to grab a jungler as well. Maluna, of course, got his pick there. There's plenty of them left open. You've got the Shyvana, you've got Lee Sin, no way. Shyvana, Lee Sin, there's more mixed in there, but
Udyr as well.
Udyr's up, yeah. Mundo's still up, but I don't think that's one Meluno's run too much of.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You better don't call that.
Yeah, so we'll see if he locks it in. And Extinct actually taking that Urgot. He's very, very strong against Kog'Maw, of course. For a while, the only time we ever saw an Urgot was to counter-pick a Kog'Maw. So
what we are seeing now is like that AL is going for a pretty tanky setup, and CLG maybe expected this already and picked the Kog'Maw just to counter all this tanky stuff from AL.
That and a Trundle, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very, very possible.
I'd say like AL has a really good setup, but then again, CLG has a good setup to counter the setup.
Yeah, they are definitely ready for it. So, what are we going to see up against Rise in this mid lane?
Probably Ari.
Banned.
Or Cassiopeia, he plays some Cassiopeia. I think maybe Cannon. It's like one of his favorite chars as well.
Yeah, that's very, very possible. I mean, we've even seen CLG run Cassiopeia Soraka bottom lane. Obviously, that's not going to happen here, but it shows how comfortable Froggen is running that Cassiopeia. But yes, that is your lock-in. So, there we go. Nice call from Momo. Oh, and our pizza's just arrived. That smells good. Well, can't smell it. Whatever. So, there's your full lineups. Absolute Legend versus CLG. Game 2 of the quarterfinals. Anguish solo top on Irelia. Slepper running that Urgot with help from Zinnek, of course, in that Soraka. So we're going to see probably a Doran's Blade at him again. That seems to be the way everyone seems to lean running that combo.
Yeah. Like if you have a healer on the lane, you can always go for the Dorans.
Rise and Mundo rounding off that lineup. And then, of course, CLG, very tanky top pairing, or jungle and top pairing, as we said. Renekton is not something I've seen Wicked run a lot, if I must admit. So we'll see how he manages it. Snoopy then in the jungle on Trundle. Creepo and that Taric once again. Froggen on Cassiopeia and Pete on Kog'Maw. When it comes to the Cassiopeia versus Rise matchup, do you have a side you're leaning towards, or is it all down to how it's played and how the jungler interacts?
It's a bit hard to judge for me because Cassiopeia and Rise are not champions I'm usually playing by myself. But I think it's like pretty much 50-50 on the lane. It all comes down to the jungler.
Fair enough then, so we'll wait and see. We've got obviously Mundo is a very, very strong mid lane ganker. I mean, we saw Skara had a lot of trouble with it during Hanover, so we'll have to see quite what Meluno can do with that.
Yeah, but it's also because Skara played Mordekaiser and he's playing like careless all the time on mid lane, just pushing, and then you can kill him. I don't think Froggen is so careless on the mid lane.
He's not so careless, but Cassiopeia is a very consistent pusher, isn't she? Just the way she plays. So we'll see quite how they manage that one then. So 2 minutes left in the delay. Snoopy sorting himself, getting ready. Of course, he's in the loading screen as we speak. Do remember, guys, facebook.com/HearToWin Cup. And all the information you need for the day. And pictures, of course, mostly of Momo eating, because that seems to happen every time he gets food.
Yeah.
Will appear on that Facebook page. But keep it up to date. And, of course, there's raffles being run throughout the course of the day, probably on Facebook or on the Here to Win page. You can find all the information on there to win, which you'll see when it switches back to us. Headsets and in-ear earphones and very, very comfortable need-to-seat chairs. So, there you go. There's your headsets. PC320 signed by lovely Momo here on this one. And Wicked and Snoopy signing these in-ear earphones on that one. So, down to our last minute. Full lineups, as you say. AL going for the more tanky option this time around. CLG a little bit more squishy when it comes to Cassiopeia and Kog'Maw.
I'd say like when it comes down to late game in this time, like if it will last so long like the last game, it will be really hard for AL to win this time because Kog'Maw is just such a beast in late game, especially against the setup of the AL.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say neither team wants it to run on that late again. That's going to be horrible for them to play 2 games back to back going that late. And as you say, if it does go that late, CLG have got the upper hand, so chances of them winning it go up. And that means they then have to go on to play a 3rd game, which is even harder on the back of 2-hour-long matches. Yes. It's not something anyone wants to do right now. So hopefully Snoopy's wireless and his ping issues are sorted out. We should be able to see that come the loading screen if it's any kind of issue. But he seems to be, he's on cable now and things, so that should be fine. Hopefully that will work better for him and won't be missing smites and things like we did see before.
It's interesting what we will see in the early game, like if they will invade any jungle or something like this, because both teams don't have a really strong level 1 fight. So I just think that every team will just cover their own jungle. I don't expect anyone to invade.
We'll see whether AL actually cover their own jungle properly this time, as they didn't set up very well in the last one.
Yep. They might learn from their mistakes.
Yes, hopefully they do. That Urgot skin is everywhere right now.
It's awesome. I just love it.
The Mundo skin. It's not something you see often, because you don't see Mundo very often, but it always makes me laugh. So, in fact, everyone bar Zinnik running a skin.
It's interesting that there's like no exhaust on every team.
It's a very good point. Yeah, not a single one.
Actually, it would be clever to pick at least one exhaust against Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that would make sense. Or is it worth exhausting Mundo? Because I mean, as the game progresses later on, and when he gets more health, starts popping that E, he can start doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, but
is it worth exhausting him, or as you say, is Kog'Maw?
It's maybe worth to exhaust him when you want to escape from him, because Mundo doesn't have so much damage in the team fight, especially when he's the jungler. He will just go tanky. But it's just Mundo is just following you and slowing you, so it's nice to escape him, maybe.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see. CLG then very grouped up, heading down towards the mid right now. Not looking as this defensive setup you predicted, but then again, neither are AL. They're sitting in mid, expecting some kind of invade around this Wraith area. It's exactly what they're going to find. Creeper leading the way of the... what's this brush even called? It's a Wraith brush, I suppose.
I have no clue.
And then heading back across towards a bit more of their own side of the map. Wicked heading up towards his top lane, and there we go. Pete and Creeper rotating to bottom. Pings going out everywhere. They want to see if they can catch Zinnik and Slepper, but they have planted a ward down, and there's Wicked recalling. He's going to grab another health potion and then go to his top lane.
So CLG actually doesn't know that they warded there. I think they came a bit too late to see the ward.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Wicked is staying on top and taking a 4th pot, I think.
So weird with that noise. Ah, we've got my own voice back. So, Malunu then going to start this red buff. Very, very standard
It looks
setup.
like the bot lane of CLG will actually go for it for some reason.
Yeah. Which, if they can get there quickly, they might be able to catch it, especially if he misses the smite like that.
Oh, this was so close.
So
Actually, he
close.
could get it, but he saw it too late somehow and attacked too late. But it was like the perfect, like the lizard had a bit HP, so you could just last hit it.
Yeah, it would have been that perfect placement. As a result, Pete now a little bit behind in this bottom lane, missing out on 2 CS. We'll have to see quite whether Slepper can continue this domination and keep knocking Pete back. Meanwhile, Snoopy did his own red and then headed around to blue buff. Very, very similar paths for both of them, except Malunu did Wolves first. Mundo's such a fast jungler with his
Do you see,
glitter.
like, Mundo has the highest CS right now? It's actually crazy because he's the jungler and the lanes should have more CS than the jungler.
Yeah, it's so fast, and he is looking to gank top onto Wicked. There's no wards this early. Malunu is double buffed. Gets stunned by Anguish. Wicked using up most of his rage and healing what he can off minions. Now Malunu shows his face, misses that cleaver. They are going to keep chasing onto him, but I mean they're not going to get him to burn too much. He's not going down under that tower.
Wicked is actually going really aggressive right now because Mundo was still in the bush. So he's just zoning him a bit, so Irelia can get some more XP than Wicked and maybe get an advantage on lane for this.
Yeah, Froggen doing very, very well against Extinct at the moment. But once Extinct is getting some levels and a couple of items up, that will reverse around a little bit, I suspect.
Yeah, this time it's like different. This time it's like Froggen pushing the lane of Extinct. And now Extinct needs to react on this and last hit on the tower. Like last game, Froggen was doing it really, really well. Let's see how Extinct will deal with this right now.
Snoopy and Extinct, so Snoopy and Froggen looking to invade at race. They knew Maluna's about. They're waiting for him to come around the corners. He thinks it's safe. Snoopy's still here. The spells come out from Froggen. Snoopy gets a good slow off. Maluna forced to flash. He's being saved thanks to Extinct coming around the backside. So a lot of damage down onto Maluna. Snoopy didn't steal too many of the wraiths, but that is going to force Maluna to go home or play very, very safe soon.
So here we see again that the flash on the jungler is not so bad. Imagine he would have Exhaust now, he would probably be dead.
So, Anguish and Wicked getting early at the top. Wicked doing just like he did before with Riven, playing very, very aggressive under the tower. That worked out for him last time against Warwick, of course. He managed to pick that kill up. And this time he's certainly up on the health. And that heal he has with Renekton's Cult the Meek is a little bit better than any kind of heal Riven's got too. As Snoopy coming in onto mid, sorry, Extinct does get a good snare out onto Frog, and that will end the gank right there, but he is very, very low on mana now.
Yeah, but he's only 6 creeps behind, 5 creeps now behind from Froggen, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's actually being quite aggressive and taking Froggen very low. Both of them very low on mana. Froggen's going to find it hard to last it under the tower without his mana as well, and Extinct's pushed it right up.
Extinct doesn't have enough mana right now for the tier, so he will just go back and buy some, maybe the mana crystal or something like this, if he goes back. It's interesting, like, Wicked is pushing the top lane all the time, so Mundo could actually gank the lane pretty easy.
Yeah, Anguish is a little bit low on mana, of course, as he's trying to dash and last hit these minions, but as you say, Wicked is pushed. He could be annoying. It's a guaranteed stun, of course, with the way Aurelia's E works. Mundo is now approaching it. There's still no wall up here for Wicked. Now he does get stunned. The Ignite goes out. Maluna comes in, no red buff. Misses the Cleaver. Wicked just dashes double towards him. He's still got Flash.
Yep.
And there we go. He used it at the last second to be short. It wasn't muted, it was just turned down. Okay. But we have sounds back.
It could have been a kill for them actually, but somehow that Mundo missed the cleaver.
It was odd. Certainly looked like it went through him, but there we go. Extinct then now has gone back. He does finish his tier off. Settling in for a good long game. No kills just yet. And Froggen's also been back, of course, and bought himself a couple more Dorans. Blue buff is going to respawn for both teams somewhere in the next 30 seconds.
So about the bot lane, like nothing really happened there. Both teams are farming and it's like pretty much the same CS.
With these comps, with the blue buff respawning somewhere in the next 20 seconds, do you expect we'll see an invade, or neither of these teams really set up for it?
Of course you can invade, but there's like no guarantee that you will win this invade right now, because Ryze went back, Cassiopeia went back, Irelia went back already, so everybody has these items in his full life, so it's like 50-50 in the invade.
Yeah, so you see Extinct's doing his best to try and last hit despite Froggen bullying him about. Slepper is 2v1ing down in this bottom lane against Pete and Creepo. Both teams playing really quite safe, to be honest, after that last game. Just sitting back farming, no too outlandish ganks. I mean, we've seen a couple attempt in top from Mundo. That's only because Wicked was so pushed. And yes, they are now invading the blue. So Maluna's very low. He can't do anything to stop this. Although Anguish is coming down from top. As Snoopy comes to join from his own jungle.
I actually don't understand why they go back already, but
Extinct low, the Ignite's ticking. The ultimate was used by Froggen. Anguish used his own on Wicked, but AL are going to possibly
Froggen
have to leave this.
Right? Or did he use it on Ryze?
He used it on Ryze.
Okay. So it's actually dangerous for them to get the blue buff. Wicked is losing a lot of HP there.
And there's the smite.
Oh,
Let's pick up
he
from...
failed the smite actually.
Who actually smited it?
I think he smited it and then Froggen lasted it.
Yeah, Snoopy smited it and Froggen got it. So Maluna didn't get his off. So either way, blue buff for Froggen. Extinct now lacking his, and they're going to go straight across and grab their own one while they know Extinct is in no position to do anything about it. Yellow Peak getting Slepper down very, very low, and double flash forcing them to get out of lane. So could have gone a little bit better. Slepper also had to use his summoner heal for that, and that's going to prompt a dragon from CLG.
Yeah, it's a nice situation for them. Like Cassiopeia has the blue buff, Rice doesn't have the blue buff, the back bot lane from AL needs to go back, but they are cancelling it somehow.
Yeah, they got CV'd, so they weren't sure quite who was on their way as they had no vision, and they backed out just to be safe.
I think they could get the dragon right now. Just Froggen should move there faster and use his blue buff to help them.
Yeah. Do you want a piece of pizza, by the way? Because it was planning to.
No, I just ate. Thank you.
In that case, do you want to take the camera so I can have a piece of pizza?
I think if I am starting to eat pizza right now, they will just come with the camera again and show me instead of the match, you know?
Yeah. So, Angus then and Wicked getting a bit aggressive. Angus did use his Ignite on Wicked here, but he just popped his ult and we got that extra health back. And then pushed the lane up. So he's going to go home. He's carrying about 600 gold. Finishes off a Vamp Scepter, a couple more health potions, and then we'll come back into lane.
I mean, this Aurelia is just I think the W is too strong from Aurelia, that's making her OP. Oh.
Getting down in bottom lane, Slepper, Maluna and Zinnik picking up first blood on Scumbag Creepo. They are going to push towards Dragon, but again change their mind.
But then again, talking about Aurelia, like I think the W of Aurelia is a bit too strong. It needs a slight nerf because you saw like 7 creeps or something were attacking Aurelia and she just healed more than getting damage out of this. She doesn't need any items to lifesteal, so...
Yeah, apparently it's being changed in the next patch, but CLG are on Dragon. AL have found them. Snoopy will get the smite out, pick that kill up. So despite them losing Creepo, AL don't manage to capitalise on it and take down the Dragon, and now Angus is pushing the top lane as a result.
A bit too late actually, because Wicked will be right in time for the creeps.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Wicked is now making his way up. Angus is going to do what he can. Obviously he's getting no damage done to this tower. The way the minions are going to get there in time. Someone else getting very, very low. It's Yellow Pete down bottom. One more Q.
No.
Not quite.
Need the Cardinals right now.
Yeah, so... Very nice from Slepper, obviously pushing Pete out of lane, and now he can freeze it up right the way back here. So, okay, they lost the Dragon to CLG, but AL are still ahead in the CS game, and therefore the gold. Snoopy coming into gang top, ultimating onto Angus. Wicked chasing him down, does get stunned. Angus should be out of here very, very safely. Nicely played.
Even though he had no ward, he managed to escape pretty good from there.
Maluna, Creepo's been
he's doing so much damage actually to him.
Yeah, and Extinct didn't actually come down. If Extinct had come from mid, that might have gone very differently for Creepo. But Extinct, he's got no mana, so he didn't leave the lane.
Yeah, it would be pretty useless there.
Can have slides.
Careful what I can.
This is breakfast. So, still about 600 gold in favour of Absolute Legends. It's certainly going to be a close game. Both teams just farming up relatively safe, as you said. We've seen a couple of 2v1 skirmishes in bottom. We've seen a gank from Maluna picking up that first blood. But no one's really being too crazy, doing anything particularly silly. Wicked, as you say, is pushing like a madman. But he's got plenty of escapes, of course, with a flash and the slice and dice there on Renekton.
Yeah. So at the moment it's pretty equal, like CLG got the dragon, but then again AL got the first blood. So at the moment nothing is decided, like it's pretty open this match.
Yeah, so King's going out into bottom, Snoopy is coming down to try and lane gank. Creepo's hiding in a bush, there's no wards, Slepper gonna have no idea when he gets here.
Actually, I don't think they will have enough damage to take down someone of AL. But we'll see.
Yeah, Zinix is actually very, very tanky with that Heart of Gold up already. Skipping boots completely for it.
It could only go wrong for them if Urgot is trying to swap someone.
Stun goes out to Zinnik, the ult comes off from Scumbag Creepo. Yellow Pete going very, very low. Schlepper's going to get the kill.
Oh no, he got the heal. But he still got the ultimate, I think. Urgot.
He does, so, okay. Zinnik went a little bit low, Snoopy came in. Pete forced to use his summon to heal, however, so you might argue that heal actually came off better on that exchange. Because, when, okay, Flash was used on Zinnik, but that was it. He can still play very defensive, and Slepper can ultimate Yellow Pete and pick a kill up, and as a result, they're going to go right back out of lane.
Even Urgot didn't need to use any heal, so they still have heal, and Kog'Maw used the heal, even though they did the gank there.
So, well played, Absolute Legends. And again, they're extending this lead. It's about 1,000 up now. Maluno has been caught out in the enemy jungle by Wicked. He's been ignited even though the ultimate's ticking. He will fall down. Wicked, however, very, very low. Anguish is being chased now by 3 members of CLG, flashing over into Baron Pen to get away. Very nice pickup for CLG.
But it's like, Froggen is always a step ahead of Extinct in this game. Like, Froggen was already there to help support his team, and Instinct was just moving from his lane to help them. Yeah, that communication from CLG is just so much better. Obviously, they saw Maluna going in. No, sorry, that was AL Wood. I suspect they saw Maluna going in, but never mind. They're going to pick this blue buff up then for Froggen. Uncontested as there's no enemy jungler left up on the map. Snoopy certainly seems to be doing a bit better with his ping in this game. Oh, it zing, stings. That's not a good word, I would say.
No, not quite.
I think
somehow managing to miss the bush.
Yeah.
I think he tried to use the bug to like project it up through the wall, but it came the wrong way.
Yep. Exactly.
So he's going to get a lot of pain now in mid. Froggen, of course, with that blue buff. Extinct's carrying his own, but he's had it for longer, so it will run out first. And bottom lane, Maluno hiding down in the bush. Leper gets stunned. Trying to bait out a little bit, swaps onto Creepo, but Maluno's not close enough. They're going to want to dive this.
But still, Flash was burned for some reason, so it's okay. But it's not pretty clever to swap Cleric, maybe.
I mean, even swapping Taric, you wanted to at least wait till Maluno was in the right bush.
Yep.
He was miles away, didn't even get a cleaver off.
So what we are seeing is like, in the situations when it comes to fights, like there are some problems with the communication for AL.
Greasy fingers. CLG then grouping up for this dragon. Wicked's come down from top. They know the timer, of course.
And they will get the dragon for sure, but meanwhile, they already will get the top tower.
Yeah, Anguish is already beating that up into high heaven. Now taking the tower, actually, so he needs to get out there soon.
Actually, Wicked is trying to go back already, just to save some creeps or the tower there. But somehow the passive for the dragon won't let them go.
So there is that tower pickup. First tower of the game then goes to Absolute Legends. They are still 800 gold in the lead. But this game is all to play for. Last game, of course, 55 minutes. Extinct going very low, 1v1ing.
How much HP does Cassiopeia have? Okay, some.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, it's really hard now to fight Cassiopeia in a 1v1 when she has the blue buff and so much sustain from the giant belt and spell ramp.
Maluno coming in, getting a little bit too aggressive, taking quite a lot of damage from Frog, and actually he's going to have to back out. AE and CLG will get a retaliation tower.
Irelia's coming, trying to pick someone off there.
Although he stops, plants a ward and runs away instead. They could have maybe... Irelia would have done a lot of damage to Froggen, especially as Froggen's now out of mana.
Kog'Maw is fighting Urgot on bot lane right now.
Yes, they are. So Pete doing a very good job of beating into Slepper. Slepper managing to turn the fight around as Creeper arrives.
Oh my, I love the skin. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. The fact they changed so much and not made it legendary is a cool thing of Riot to do. But Slepper getting slowed again. He's getting stunned by Creepo.
Oh,
Zinnik's just arrived. And there's the swap going out onto Creepo.
He's this time he has no flash.
Yeah, he's got no flash. He's going to take a lot of damage. Ignite is on Slepper, but Slepper's taking no damage.
Oh.
Just getting out there alive. Snoopy arrives, puts his armor down. Maluno's here as well. Snoopy's going to get cut off. Pete is fighting Zinuk 1v1. Slepper's still going. Well. And Irelia has arrived.
But meanwhile, the rest of Fire is coming as well, so it won't end good for AL if they don't back up right now.
Yeah, they need to get out of there. Oh, Angus finds the Froggen straight in the face. Lucky Froggen. In fact, he did have ultimate. Froggen just
also, Rise is coming now as well, but again, very late. But maybe they can just go now. They should just go now because Rise is coming. And
sun goes off, and Cassiopeia they need to kill her before she can get her ultimate off, and really absolutely nuked. Well played, absolute legends. 400 gold up now. CLG are closing the gap.
Just look at the river. Like AL has 3 wards in the river, so they have complete vision right there, and CLG has no vision at all.
Yep, absolutely nothing. So they didn't know. I mean, they probably had some kind of game sense telling them the Rise was on their way, but they had no solid proof.
Yeah, they didn't see Rise coming there, so that was pretty bad for them.
Yeah. AO obviously saw Cassiopeia coming to their wards, so they backed out. CLG didn't see Rise coming, therefore didn't back out in time, and they paid the price. And Angus is going to do a lot of damage to this mid tower as well.
Yeah, Irelia is getting pretty scary right now in the mid game. She has pretty good farm. I think she has some gold when she goes back to the top.
Swap going out to Creeper again. Maluno's down here this time. He's still got no flash, and that will be a kill. Yep. Maluno actually picking that one up. Love for Momo coming through.
Nice to hear that.
And Absolute Legends then slowly creeping ahead once more in this lead. Playing solidly regardless, and in fact Slepper pushing bot lane again. So they've killed top tower. They've got half health down onto mid. Bottom is now getting beaten up once more. But Slepper looking like he doesn't actually want to take it out yet as soon as the creeps are
actually switched. It looks really bad for Kog'Maw, like he's outfarmed by 50 CS, so I don't think it's like what CLG want to do with this Kog'Maw. It looks pretty bad for him actually.
Yeah, Froggen then going down to take his blue buff solo. Dragon will be respawning somewhere in the next 2 minutes, and we should be seeing a very big fight going for it. I think AL are currently the stronger ones. There's almost no contest about that. Extinct using up his ultimate, probably going to go back and buy. Not quite. The cooldown on Rise ultimate is tiny, I suppose.
Yeah, when he goes back, he will get the Benju wheel finally.
Oh yeah, of course. It's about 750, I think. But ward's going out, and ward's being cleared, of course, then around the Dragon Pit. Zinuk got his oracles up. CLG don't quite feel ready to get one yet. Snoopy's normally picking them up very, very early, but he's actually got later and later in the games we've seen him play so far today.
Wicked is baiting somehow.
Yeah, Wicked's baiting very, very well. Angus forced to flash away from Snoopy. There is the pillar. Angus has been ignited, going very, very low, getting stuck on the wall. He's so close to dying, and he will fall down, but it was close. That ultimate from Soraka kept him going a lot longer than CLG would have liked.
Also really nice bait by Wicked. He took some damage, like to 50% HP, and then instantly turned when Trundle was trying to go with his pillar.
Yeah, and of course popped his ultimate to get a lot of that health back as well. But the tower's going to survive on 45 HP.
That's nice.
The creep switching aggro at the last second.
Well, it's good that the tower survives even with so less HP, because the team doesn't get the gold right now, and you still have some more vision on the top lane.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, Wicked and Snoopy just went back to buy. If they had that extra gold, they'd be a little bit scary now for this dragon fight, which is what they're approaching. Mundo picking up his Warmogs. Interesting to see Maluno going that before Spirit Visage. A lot of the current Mundos like the Spirit Visage first. So we'll see if it works out.
Oh,
and there's that Banshee's finish on Rise as well.
To see that Wicked goes for the Bloodthirster again, so he feels really confident again.
He really likes those aggressive top junglers. Obviously Riven he built Bloodthirsters, Wukong he built Bloodthirsters, and now Renekton. Pings are on Dragon and around it. AL are grouping up. Angus needs to go and join his team, and they need to get down to this Dragon Pit
I'm really excited to see this team fight now. Like, it's the first time when they all group together and will fight each other.
Yeah, there is the Dragon. They're starting it. Wicked tanking his own as the rest of CLG back out. He's a little bit cut off. Angus is coming around behind. If he can get down onto Yellow P, he's going to cause all kinds of havoc. CLG don't know he's behind them now. I don't think they're going to spot him in a second.
Wicked is just tanking the Dragon and Blue doesn't lose anything because of the Bloodthirster.
Yeah. Creeper getting in, Slepper flashing in. Boss swapping onto Yellow Pete. He's going out so fast. Slepper will fall. Pete falls down first. Zinnik going low. Pete trying to do what he can with his passive. Does a lot of damage to Anguish, but it's still 1-for-1. Everyone going low. Froggen's been chased out. Meluno popping his ultimate, chasing onto Froggen. Stun goes out and stops that chase. Anguish and Zinnik want to leave, but Meluno won't. Now Anguish face checking into the bush, trying to pick out that Creepo kill. And again, Creepo gets out of a team fight with the tiniest sliver of health, playing that Taric.
Yeah, but what the hell was this from Urgot? I don't know. Like, he flashed next to him, and then he just used his ultimate for, I don't know, it's pointless.
Yeah, it's purely for the
instantly.
suppress. But I feel they could have done that so much better. What with Anguish being behind them, they didn't really need to use the swap there. They could have waited until Froggen tried to run away and then suppressed him as he tried to run out and swap him back into the fight again. But never mind. So AL paid the price.
I think that Sleeper instantly realized when he did it, like he did something wrong there. When he did the flash and the swap there.
Yeah, and as a result, CLG have taken the gold lead for the first point in this game.
It was like the third dragon or second dragon for them right now?
That's the second dragon for CLG right now. So, how's the rest of this game going to play out? Rise starting to get very strong, of course, getting all those items up. Going to start building his Glacial Shroud now, become a little bit more tanky.
Yeah, but on the same point, like, Wicked is so fat. He is 303 and has 180 CS. He's so far ahead from all the others on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely huge. And Froggen up to 216 CS. So he's doing certainly a lot more use at this point in the game as Cassiopeia as opposed to what he was doing as a Nivea. At this point in the game as a Nivea, he still had 18 ability power and was doing nothing.
Yep.
So, trying to bait Slepper. Snoopy's down here. They're going to initiate the fight. Creeper gets the stun out after the slow. He's very low. Snoopy arrives with a very nice pillar. Slepper taking so much damage. He knows he's not getting out of there alive. Doing what he can to Pete, but will fall down.
Here we are seeing that AL is heading up for Nasher buff. Now they realize that 3 people are bottom and Cassiopeia is doing the blue buff. CLG has no vision at all at Nasher. They don't have a CD.
They have no
clue about this, and the Nasher will go for AL actually. I doubt that Wicked will steal it somehow.
Yeah, there's not even, there doesn't even seem to be any thought in CLG's head. Maybe they've gone Nasher.
They don't even realize it until now because Cassiopeia is just farming mid lane. They don't even move there, so now it's free Nasher for AL.
Yeah, so nice response there for AL. Lose 1, gain Nasher. They are going to lose 2 towers down bottom, however.
Well, CLG is like, okay, you take Nasher, but we take 2 towers. So we will just wait now until Nasher is gone and then we do something again.
Yeah, obviously that 2 towers evens the gold out. 300 gold globally for all of those. Red buff is up, sorry, for AL. They're going to look to pick that up. Then we need to see them do something with this Baron buff.
Yep.
Even if it's just push this mid tower, push this bottom tower, it will close that gold gap back up and give them so much map control. Even up what CLG have got, of course CLG have done the same back to them. Taking down mid and bottom tower, only top left standing, and that's going to be left standing for a couple of seconds, I think, unless Anguish can take all the aggro here.
Oh, that one.
Does.
He does.
That's 27 HP now.
You won't get this tower, CLG. So maybe we are seeing now that the red buff will go to Mundo instead of Urgot. Because Urgot has slow from the W.
Yeah, he's been picking up most of the time since, so it gets that cleaver, gets in close, and then puts that...
taking the carries.
Yeah, red buff on everyone.
So it's again a Quicksilver Sash on Cassiopeia, just for the Urgot swap.
Yeah, it's such a strong suppress. Froggen's picked up his own blue buff again, and Rise just grabbed his with a little bit of help from Meluno, but still only about 1700 gold in favour of CLG. AL are looking to make something happen. They're pushing mid. Anguish coming behind Froggen. The Quicksilver Sash goes off. Anguish will be the focus. The stun from Froggen takes him down. Snoopy helping him out. Froggen's been ignited. They're chasing him under the tower. Meluno going very low, still tanking it. That's really bad engage for Absolute Legends.
That went horribly bad for Absolute Legends right now. Like, they wanted to catch Cassiopeia, but then every one of them got stunned from the ultimate from Froggen, and now they are just getting picked off one by one.
And AL Extinct's going to fall down because Wicked came down from top. CLG picking that up. Nice snare. Wicked tried to chase onto Zinuk, and Extinct knew he was dead. Snared Wicked to stop him chasing any faster. So that was a nice play there. But losing out on 3 more kills for the cost of just Froggen means CLG are going to push this and take a mid turret.
It was like a nice try of AL to do something, to push something, to pick one off and then push, but it went totally wrong for them.
Yeah, now CLG going to back out, check blue buff, and reset their Baron buff time. I don't think they've been over there since it died.
Like, Soraka is doing a good job, like he didn't die from AL, the only one who didn't die yet.
Yeah, so CLG backing up. There's an Oracle's picked up on the indestructible Taric.
We know we are seeing top going Irelia on Wicked. Oh no, he just stopped.
Yeah, they just found me. So that turret did finally die. Of course, Wicked went and took that down.
Yeah, there's no point for Irelia to fight Renekton right now when he's 0-free and Renekton is just with the last Whisper and the Bloodthirster, you can't kill him.
So, still a...
They will get the bot tower maybe now, because there's no one from CLG to defend this one.
Yeah, CLG are not giving... well, CLG are giving this away for free, the way it looks. Slepper just tanking the tower a little bit. Creeper's down here clearing wards, of course, with his Oracle, but that's about it. So there's that tower. Mid's going to be the next target for AL. They're closing the gap a little. Still only 3,000 gold, which is not much at all. One well-executed team fight, for instance, this one here at Dragon, could turn the game around, but Angus is still a long way away and needs to get down here fast.
He won't be right in time. They will lose another Dragon, I guess.
So a third
oh, he stole it! Stole it!
Oh, he did steal it. Very nicely done, Miluna. He's going to pay for it, though. Angus is still a long way away. CLG coming over the wall. Zinuk going solo now. He's the first death. Losing that Oracle's Wicked slice and diced over from the Dragon pen.
It was pretty nice fair trade. Like they lost the Oracle with Soraka, but they got a Dragon, so it's really nice for them actually. Nice deal.
Yeah, and Angus did a little bit more damage to the mid turret as well. Now he's just going to go back and push top up. Keep farming that one. Wicked sticking his tongue out of his mouth from what we can see on the screen.
Some more kills.
Yeah. So, AL no means out of this yet. Nice steal keeping them in it. Extinct's going to grab his blue buff. Froggen's grabbing his. Red buff is up. Wicked's going to be given this one once more.
Yeah, they should totally give it to Wicked right now, because Wicked is such a beast right now. Also went, like yesterday, for 2 giant spells for some reason.
Yeah, he's like, obviously we asked him about that at the end of the game yesterday, and you said he obviously wants to end the game quick. He's just getting 2 giant spells just to stack his health up and finish the game. But no, apparently that's intentional. He's still looking to build those into something.
Yeah. Wondering what items he will go. Maybe the Sunfire Cape and then Warmox maybe later, I don't know. Or even the Frozen Mallet.
Yeah, he can go straight into a Frozen from that, but we'll see. He's obviously got some plan out in his head.
But then again, the longer the game will last, the harder it will be for AL to win this. When Kog'Maw gets stronger and stronger.
There is a Guardian Angel up now on Slepper, so swapping himself in is not going to be quite so deadly. But Froggen is getting so strong here. 305 bullet power, and that slows up. Needlessly large rods going. Quite a bit of gold on everyone. 11,000 on Renekton. Wicked so strong. 305 and 260 CS. CLG are out for blood. Angus is still not with his team. Needs to close the gap down. And if he closes it that way, he's going to get caught out.
So just go push maybe.
Baron's going to respawn somewhere in the next minute, I believe.
Like, CLG is waiting for someone to face check this brush. And maybe... no, they are pretty careful right now.
Yeah, I think they know something's up in there. And
yeah, if you see that like everyone is missing from the whole enemy team, you care so much.
There we go. No, it's found it. And there was a blue ping on here. They knew CLG was somewhere in that jungle. There's the Baron respawn. Creeper going to clear it for wards.
Actually, that Mundo looks really, really scary, but then again, he's just tanky. Like, in teamfight, you can ignore him and pick him up as last. He has the Warmogs, the Wither, and he doesn't deal any damage, he's just tanky. So AL has no vision at Nasher right now, so they will rush it. With the blue buff from Cassiopeia, it's going really, really fast. But now they will see them. And they will get the Uria, I'm pretty sure. If they don't fight now, they will get him.
There's the Shriller's pop. Angus is going to have to keep running. Wicked's going to find him. The rest of AL are coming in. Angus just needs to stay alive until his team arrives, which is here. Swap. Very nice swaps Yellow Pete into the middle of everyone in AL. Angus is still up. He does turn back. The Frogger needs to be the next focus. He dashes straight in, doing so much damage.
Wicked.
And Wicked will do a lot to the back side.
They need to help Rise now. They need to help Rise as soon as possible.
Yeah, Rise does flash over. Wicked is chasing it, however. Snoopy seems to be the new focus from AL. Zaraka needs to get a heal off. She doesn't have it on cooldown. She's going to silence Wicked. It's off cooldown for another 2 seconds. Wicked will back out and stop chasing.
Managed to escape somehow with this low HP. So actually it was a really, really good fight from AL. The nice swap from Kog'Maw, he was instantly dead.
And it does look like AL, they want to Baron, but they can't. Yeah, not right now.
They have no pink ward or Oracle to get the ward away, so it's really risky.
Yep, so it was a nice fight. And that swap was brilliant onto Kog'Maw into that Tribush. Very, very nice timing on that front. But all the while, bot lane has been pushing in favour of CLG. Big stack of minions down here for presumably Yellow Pete, oh sorry, Slipper to come and pick up.
Yep, it's really nice for him to get some more farm there and maybe get some more damage items right now because he's poor tanky. Also, like we see now that Kog'Maw has the Quicksilver Sash right now, so he won't get swapped so easily again.
CLG going straight for Baron as well, especially as they can see 3 members of AL at the moment in that bottom side of the map. I would say anything interesting.
So Wicked's next item will be Sunfire Cape for sure when he runs for the armor.
Yeah. I believe that he obviously hasn't died. That Bloodthirst has been fully stacked for a while now.
Didn't die yet.
Game's still very, very close, but it's only 35 minutes.
Yeah, the gold is like, they have the same gold.
Yeah, it's so close. In fact, AL actually poking the nose a little bit in front again with that minion.
Oh,
Froggen actually cleansing the switch, so forcing the use of that ultimate and using up the Quicksilver Sash. AL just going to face tank this tower and pay for it. Actually, a big ult from Froggen landing on 4 members of Absolute Legends. Wicked still top.
Yep. And they will fall back now fast before Wicked will arrive there because they failed at all.
Yeah, they did not get anywhere near enough damage off there. They need to get out. Wicked's getting in close, and CLG will use it instead to pick up a dragon.
Yep. Meanwhile, Froggen is taking the blue buff for himself.
I think he's picked up the last 3 solo like that. Yeah, so he's got no mana, but CLG are heading straight across to the Baron pen. Obviously, Froggen will regen mana as he gets across there with that blue buff up, but they have decided to change their mind and recall first instead. Lots of gold being carried by all players, Cassiopeia especially.
Also, Trundle is doing a really good job on Stubby this time. Like, he has 5-0-4, he's playing really good this time.
Yeah, he certainly seems to have sorted his connection issues that were plaguing him in the last game. So, both teams, neither of them want to try anything too silly because they know whoever gets this next Baron is in such a good spot to win the game. They cannot throw it away for their opponents. Angus is again in that top lane, miles away from his team, and as a result, CLG is pushing straight up middle to an inhibitor tower. Now they've spotted AL. They're going to have to be a bit more careful.
Actually, AL is in a really dangerous position there. With the pillar, it's a really bad position for them to fight.
Yeah. So, CLG going to start beating on this inhibitor tower, doing so much damage. They're down to half health already. Slepper does have Ultimate back up again. He does get it onto Yellow Pete, but there's the Quicksilver slash Froggen. Ultimate onto Maluno and Anguish. Anguish will go straight into Froggen, but he's very, very low. CLG such great positioning for this fight. Yellow Pete is going down. He does fall. He's got his passive, of course. Wicked tanking 3 members of AL. He will fall. Creepo's still in the middle of everyone being very annoying.
Look, Mundo is taking all the damage all the time. They can't get him down. It's so crazy, man. So
strong. Froggen that whole time just trying to beat down Maluno. And instead of pinging Baron, they're pinging straight for the base. AL are going for the jugular.
It was Trundle, Cassiopeia and someone else, I think, on Mundo all the time, like 10 or 15 seconds, and they just couldn't kill him somehow. They just couldn't kill him, and meanwhile Rice and Urgot were killing Wicked so fast, and then they just helped their own players. And
look at the damage that Maluno taking from this tower. I should also look at the lack of damage Maluno taking from this tower. He's just shrugging it off. They're going to grab an Indian.
It's so amazing to see AL winning the fight, because in my head I was like thinking they will lose the fight for sure, but they managed to kill 4 people from CLG and get the inhibitor right now.
They killed Yellow Pete really quickly, which is I think part of the big reason of it. I mean, you said the reason CLG's late game so strong is because of that Kog'Maw, which he gets farmed the late game. He's horrible, but they split off. They went to protect Froggen and went down towards the this side of buff, and Yellow Pete was left here. And as a result, okay, Wicked was trying to do his best to beat 3 people up, but those 3 people were killing Pete, and he didn't survive it at all. And therefore, that late game scary Kog'Maw could not be a late game scary Kog'Maw.
Also, Kog'Maw doesn't have such a great farm in this game. Like, he has no real items, like only the Phantom Dancer and the Wiggles. It's like only about mobility. He doesn't have any damage right now. I'm sure he will get the Infinity Edge pretty soon, because he's rearing that pickaxe pretty long for now.
CLG waiting for a face check. They might find Slipper if he's not careful, and they do back out just in time. AL grouping up again, so everyone's back on top of each other right around this Baron pen. CLG need to be careful. They know they can lose this Nick team fight. AL are obviously in high spirits. They've had come straight off the back of a nice fight.
CLG has to be really careful right now, because if they lose this match, they are out of the tournament, and like they are one of the favorites for this tournament. So I think they are pretty nervous now and really have to care right now. Yeah,
that is for sure. Creepo still indestructible. Tariq, he has not died since picking up that Oracles. That is his first one. And AL are going to go push the top tower. Of course, they've lost a lot of creeps in mid, and their super creeps are going to push into Nexus. So now CLG have a choice. Do we go and save our Nexus turrets, or do we stop a Baron?
Yeah, AL should just play clever now and go back right now. When they say everyone from CLG is here, they should just go back, and the mid lane will push.
And they didn't quite. Creeper going in first. Zinnet getting down low. Wicked, Swap goes on to Yellow Pete. He's still doing so much damage. He's not dying this time. Froggen's just kiting everyone.
Wicked go down, and Wicked then they will join them. Like, look Mundo. They have 4 people on them, and they just can't manage to kill them.
Tanking so much damage. That Mundo build is phenomenal.
Crazy, and Pete will fall down probably. Oh no, they will just go for the Nash now because they have to defend that.
Absolutely amazing play from Maluno. That Mundo is untouchable right now. They obviously got in the middle of everyone, popped this Ranidins and slowed them down, and then just stood there, ultimate ticking, saying, "Come at me, bro. I don't care. Do what you want."
Meanwhile, Urgot is trying to zone them somehow.
Yeah, I mean, no one's actually gone back to defend the base from CLG. It is just creeps doing it. But now they're recalling. They know there's no chance of getting this.
Nash will go down for AL now.
Very, very nice play. Absolute legend. So, as you said at the start, despite a very strong late game team from CLG, this Mundo single-handedly tanking 4 members of said late game team is absolutely carrying.
But we have to say that like Kog'Maw can't find a way to this game. He's like totally useless in teamfight. He doesn't have any items. He gets focused so hard. So like AL knows that Kog'Maw is like the key for the win for CLG, and they just shut him down every time.
He just took blue buff from Froggen. Either they've given up and they just want to give him everything, or they're going to try and take some other kind of strategy here.
Maybe he just wanted to take it very fast before like AL will invade it with the Nasher and takes it for himself.
This is certainly possible. Angus then going to pick up.
He shouldn't take the red buff actually, because in teamfight
Mundo's doing such a good job with it. Mundo's doing such a good job with it.
And also like Anguish is always, if you notice, like in the last teamfights, he jumps in and he's instantly down. Like he has Trinity Force with end. He's not really tanky. He gets shut down so easily.
Yeah. Now Mundo. Oh no, it's Rice. So Rise picking up Dragon. Blue buff, sorry. Dragon is up. AL don't look like they even want to do it. They're just going to push straight down mid with their Baron. CLG very much on the back foot.
That Urgot is really scary right now. It's like impossible to kill him.
Yeah, he hasn't, like, since picking that GEI up as well, he hasn't died at all, so he hasn't even had to use it. There is no point at all as it been on cooldown. Slepper trying to swap through the wall, but again, Pete with that Quicksilver Sash.
But he realized already that they have the Quicksilver Sash. He just wants to bring the Quicksilver Sash on cooldown and maybe try to fight right now against Kog'Maw.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to push into top, just poke the tower down a little bit. A few cleavers coming out from Mundo. And again, mid lane is pushing, of course. There's no inhibitor. There's super creeps going all that way.
So let's see if AL will do a better job now, pushing the next turrets like last game.
Yeah, exactly. They did some silly dives going through that last one. Slepper tanking it back in this time. I think they're going to play a hell of a lot safer from the last game, of course, because they know. I mean, they know they made some mistakes diving those towers, and they know if they win this, CLG are out and they're through. So I suspect they'll play it a hell of a lot safer.
Taking down the mid inhibitor right now.
Yeah.
He just respawned. Yeah,
And
it's also easier to push now because they don't have the Anivia. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Slepper, Wicked going in onto Anguish. As you said, Anguish getting very, very low. He just takes so much damage. The rest of AL poking around this top tower. Slowly chunking that down as they chunk down the
so hard
inhibitor
to push
as
with
well.
Rise. It's like stupid, he can't push any tower.
AL need to make something happen before this Baron wears off. Even if you're just all going mid and taking down this inhibitor again, which they are now doing. Anguish starts popping his ult with a fight start. Snoopy very, very low. Extinct so low right now, standing right at the back, tanking everything.
Alive for some reason. Oh my god, he can just manage to escape this.
He's tanking Creepo. Maluno once again just bullying Yellow Pete around.
Mundo takes down Kog'Maw and he's like full life.
Extinct is still going in the back of that fight. Oh my god.
I'd say
Froggen's going to come in. Can Extinct still make it? He does. That is GG. So there's an ace for AL.
I'd say Mundo was so beast. So
Mundo, I don't think he even lost 10 health in that last fight. I don't care what his health bar says.
Look this regeneration. It's like 39 with the Nashor buff. And
HP regen, 400 HP regen per 5.
So what we are seeing now is like one of the top favorites of this tournament is out. Like CLG is out of the tournament.
Yep, there is no way CLG back. That is 2-0. Congratulations, absolute legends. Phenomenally played. As you said, like all along,